employ stock purchase plans, a tool for encouraging widespread employee ownership. And to do so, I request Mr. Rahul Somani, Head Operations, Consulting and Managed Services, ESOP Direct, a Qapita company, to please come upon the stage. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Rahul. Mr. Rahul Somani is a seasoned professional with a robust background in accounting and advisory, specializing in equity compensation planning. With over 250 equity compensation plans conceptualized and designed, Mr. Rahul has influenced companies ranging from dynamic startups to established. At the core of Mr. Rahul's expertise is his pivotal role in guiding companies through the complexities of IND-AS transition. His strategic insights are instrumental in options valuation, accounting, repricing, and facilitating corporate actions like mergers and demergers. Mr. Rahul's ability to navigate complex financial landscapes makes him a trusted advisor for businesses seeking comprehensive solution. A very big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Rahul Somani.
Is it audible? Yes. Sorry, I have some bad throat today. So just give me 2 minutes brief about me. So I am a chartered accountant working with ESOP Direct from last 12 years, working in this compensation thing. So when I got this opportunity to talk, I thought a chartered accountant is talking to the HR folks about compensation is something learning for me as well. And even means somebody wants to give some insight about, definitely they can put, but because you are in the industry, you know how the things happens. So definitely that is also welcome. So it's not moving. Yes. So I just start. So I take the equity part from the last presentation, which I would say ma'am has given. That so this is more about that employee stock purchase plan is nothing about, we are talking about ESG, we are talking about encouraging equality. So this is one of the thing in the compensation, because I heard her that she said that we are narrowing down the compensation part, the pay part, which is very, very important. And I want to touch the compensation thing. Maybe I saw the earlier sessions, and means nobody has touched the compensation part actually. Means everybody has talked about equality, everybody talked about culture, inclusiveness, but compensation means, and you are the person who handles day to day with everyone, from top to bottom, everyone talks about compensation as well with HR folks. So I thought that this may be the good session to talk about the thing. So it's still not moving. Okay, so so employee stock purchase plans, many times people delight with the ESOPs actually, that okay, so this is very similar to ESOPs, or it is very, very much like I'm giving options, it's a part of compensation, what is the more about it? So it's a very different instrument, I will say. It is not like ESOPs, it is more like a broad-based thing where we talk about encouraging ownership, and that is one of the things which is required to drive the culture within the organization. If the people feel about ownership, if the people feel about that, okay, I am owning some pie of the whole company, and it talks about everything, it talks about finance, it talks about processes, I am owning something, then I always feel that, okay, how to contribute it. So that is very, very important. So this is the topic for today. So I just give 1 minute here. It is not so Qapita, we are in the field of unlocking power of ownership. We are in the field of compensation structuring related to equity. So I will move it ahead. That is more in the this is more about what we do. These are our customers. So we are like in this field from last 15 years, more than 15 years, with more than 2,000 customers we serve, and some of us are here actually. So coming back to what is it, ESPP? Very very important thing, if you see the name, it shows about employee purchase plan, one of the LTIP plan, different from not a stock option. So anyone, just a question, anyone has uh, deal with it anywhere in your experience? Okay, yeah. So anything you want to add, please add. Means if you can. Okay. So okay, so ESOP Direct is nothing, means Qapita is now ESOP Direct, so it's so we are from the same organization. So. Right. Sure. So thanks. So I start with what is the difference between the ESOP, because if you see my line, it's not a stock option. It's a different than, so it allows employees to get the ownership. Purchase is nothing but getting the ownership of the company, which is very, very important, even driving the culture. So at HR folks, you know that, okay, driving any culture in the organization is something is very difficult actually, that everybody should think on a single focused objective is very, very important. And this may be one of the tool. Typically, these ESOPs have a market price at discount. So it is at the time of issuing, it is little bit discount, because it is also a part of the compensation. The employee should feel that, okay, how much I am gaining, how much is the numbers there. So he should know the things. That's why there will be some discount that is a part of the compensation. Generally through a payroll deduction. Generally it happens through a payroll deductions. It's a normal contribution plan, you can call it as a. So some of the statutory contribution which is by government, so everybody needs to do it. These are something giving that investment horizon to the employees, that okay, how you can invest into the company, how you can own this company. This is that's why we call it as it is through payroll deduction, and it's a every time. So it is like, it is not that one time I gave it and it is closed. It is every time you are putting that contribution towards the company. So this is like a rolling cycle. You can say it's a rolling cycle. Broad based, yes. So this is one of the very important part sometimes in the ESPP plan, that it is a broad based, not just limited to some top talent, which generally happens in ESOPs. Even if you see some of the surveys or means news, generally ESOPs, the major pie goes to the top talents, and the rest of the organizations are like, generally sometimes they don't know about only ESOPs. But generally in ESPP plan, it is a broad based plan. Generally it is open to 90% of the employees in the organization, and it is always a choice to contribute, not to contribute. So that is something is very important here. And yes, where employees decide the amount. So maximum cap can be given by the company, but the employees can also decide that whether they want to contribute, not contribute, or they can put a minimum, okay, I will contribute this much only. So it is not a, so again come back to, it is an option, always an option. These compensation structures are always an option. It's never be a compulsory that it will be deducted from your salary. It is more like giving an option that you can contribute over a period of time, and we will give you equity against these contribution. What are the advantage? Coming to employees, it is broad based, many people are covered, everybody feel that ownership, that okay, I am owning, I am important in the organization, that's why it is offered to me, very, very important there. Automate saving, it is like a contribution plan. So sometimes government has put it like a statutory contribution because they also want the saving thing, and it is a similar thing with these contributions plan, that you can save every time something from your salary which will be contributed for a long term, and you will get it after 2-3 years with a lump sum amount. So it is more than a wealth creation for employees. Financial planning, yes, very important, how much to contribute, how much it will grow, all these comes into the employees automatically. This is something, but yes, you need the communication, and which is like, you are the best people to do the communication part, that how to communicate these things. But these are some of the things which is required for every employee, that they should do their financial planning. Built-in appreciation, high satisfactions. Many times you will see in the next slides, we have done surveys, even we have linked it to global surveys, where the people are more satisfied, means because it is a broad-based thing, it goes to many people, many we have seen that the people are satisfied. 90% of the company says that the employees are satisfied with the wealth creation actually, because what is the contribution? After 2-3 years, they are getting a lump sum amount there. So that is from employer side, performance, increased performance, because when you feel ownership, when you feel the same objective for everyone, everyone works towards that level. So that is important. That's why it increases performance, it increases ownership mentality. Helps in retention. I saw, I think first panel discussion only, that what are the innovative methods for retention and attraction of talent. So this is something I like what we generally see. Compensation is also one of the very important thing for retention and attraction of talent. There also you show to the to incoming employees that okay, everyone is same in the organization. That's why we are calling it as an ownership plan. So everyone we are attracting you because we feel everyone is one way, we are giving this to everyone in the organization. Easier to obtain approval, this is more from the statutory side, that it is not very complex to get the approvals for these type of plans, but it is there. Expense efficient, as Venki sir has said, the HR should thought about the P&L as well. So from that point of view, you can also evaluate that it is much expense efficient than ESOPs as well. So looking at the growth or the benefit or we are getting from this compared to P&L impact is very much expense efficient, I can say, and capital raising. So this is also important, that sometimes it also helps in, because it's like I'm giving it to, suppose I have 1,000 employees, I'm giving to everyone. So everyone is investing into the company. So sometimes it is also a capital raising activity for the companies, not like a public or issue or something, but it also shows that okay, how much people think about your company, how much they feel that okay, it will going to grow. That's why they are investing. As I told you, it is an option. Always the employee think that okay, whether I should contribute, not contribute. So whether they feel that okay, my company is going to grow, that's why I'm investing into this company. So that is why very, very important here. So coming back to how an ESOP, ESPP plan works. So it's very easy actually. If you see, it is like starts with enrollment. As a choice, we find okay, who are eligible, and generally it is 90% of the employees. We say that it is given to those employees, because generally the criteria put is like you should be in the organization for so much years, you should be at this level. Those are some of the things people put it for the eligibility. It is not something a very like it is only given to CEO or CEO -1 level. It is not something like that. It is more like a loyalty part as well. Generally people keep it. So enrollment begins there, where employees enroll that okay, I'm ready to enter into this plan and I want to contribute. He or she should also show about that how much contribution I should make. Over a period of time, these are the offering cycle where the amount will be contributed by the employee, and at the last it is a purchase of shares. So generally these purchase of shares are at discount, which is why we call it as a compensation, because suppose I have contributed 85% of the amount, the 15% will be contributed by the company, and it is like 100% kitty created for the employee. So this is a simple plan, but rolling forward. So it is not like one time it has done and it is over. Generally people run these plans in a 6 months period, where they start collecting the offers and then they purchase it, then again for 6 months they continue the same thing. And even for the employees, it is very flexible when you want to enter, when you want to exit, but he should be at the offer period start date. It should not be in the middle, because otherwise it will be administrative issue for everyone. But yes, in a 6 months time, he can come out, he can come in as well. So generally these plans are like 6 months plan. But yes, it is also flexible. As I said, the compliances are easy to get. So it is not like a 6 months. I more talk about the industry practice. The company can keep their own cycle as well. So that is something is over. It is open. It more depends upon the culture. The more depends upon what you feel. It more depends upon the employees you have. So I'm not going into each line, but this is the crux of this presentation. This slide. Sorry. So these are some of the terms, not going into the details much into these terms, but these are some of the terms used in any ESPP plan. The most important part is the enrollment period and the contribution amount. which generally needs to be communicated to the employees very well, that okay, what is the enrollment period and how the contribution amount will be calculated. And the last part is that how we are going to purchase these shares. So these are some of the things which we generally say that you should take care if you are planning ESPP plan, because the people make or the companies make the mistake here that the employees does not know and they just come and say contribution deduct हो रहा है पर मुझे पता ही नहीं है कि क्यों deduct हो रहा है. So those are some of the things that as a HR person you need to communicate that okay, what is this plan, what are the different terms and how you are going to gain it. So this is, and as a part of LTIP, yes, it is like it is a long term incentive plan, so you will not get anything tomorrow. It will take some time to get that benefit. So these are some of the parameters which are very important in any ESPP plan. Yeah, I will spend some little more time on this slide. Global trends, because in India still it is not that much popular. Still I will say the companies are still going into exploring these things, but not in a wide manner still. But if you see globally, if you compare with US or United Kingdom, the global companies, most of the companies have these ESPP plans. They also call it as an employee ownership plan. So most of the companies have these plans. And if we see this is NASPP is the similar, they are also the participants. They also is an organization, non-profit organization, which generally do these type of surveys. So in their survey, it has been given that 92% of the global companies are surveyed and the satisfactory participation there in their ESPP plan. So it is not that the participation is very low. It is like that if you see the median participation is 37%, means which is more like that. I will say approximately 40% employees participate in such plan in a global organization, where the organization may be of 1 lakh employees or 50,000 employees. Out of this much participation is there. And mostly when we go into more detail that why the participation is this much, it is because of the communication. Because many times, many places people does not know that okay, by participating into such plans, how it is going to means how it will convert into my compensation actually. So those are some of the things which we have when we went through these surveys, we observed high-tech companies are higher participation rates as well as non-tech. So this is more like that how means what is your composition of employees, that is also very important, because in means the reasons when you go into those reasons, the people more talk about that high-tech companies, the employees are more mobile, they know the global trends, what is going on, and that's why the participation is much higher in the non-tech companies actually. That is something we got the reasoning in that survey. What is that? So in my first slide I talked about that it is not at market price, it is some discount, and in the industry practice if you see it is 15% discount, something which companies give. So even if my share price is 100 rupees today, you contribute 85, I will contribute 15 and I will give you 1 share. So that is something is the contribution plan here. So it is like that I am giving you so on a day of getting those shares, it is already in money, it is already you are 15 rupees above the, or I will say it is like a 15% earning already on the first day. And whatever is the future increase in the share price, that is all yours. So that is something is very important. And what is the compensation in there? And mostly it is around 15% actually, what we can see from the global trends. As I told you, 57% of the companies utilize 6 months offering. So this is also from the benchmark that the people use a 6 months period for every cycle. But yes, it depends upon company to company that what cycle you want to put. But 6 months is a good period to decide, enter into the plan, or maybe exit after 6 months. So this is something is a good period, but yes, it depends upon the company to company. So 93% of the contributions are, okay, it's time's up. So I will not take much time. So 93% of the contributions are through payroll deductions, because it is like an automatic deduction. So you don't need to, but it is more like that employees every time know, every month they know I am contributing something towards the company. I am owning some part of the company. That is very important. That feeling that continue motivation is very, very important in such type of plans, because it is a long-term incentive plans, because people see the value over a period of time. It is not an immediate that I enroll in the plan and tomorrow I get the wealth creation out of it. That is not possible in any of the plan. Even we go with ESOPs, it is very difficult. So these plans are always a long-term, and that's why average is somewhere around 2 years. So just last slide, wrap up. So why we put this, this is very important, why we have chosen this topic, because there is no more discussions around ESPP in this part of the world. We can see that it is very, very low, where if you take out the survey of US, UK, the more wealth creation instrument is rather more than ESOPs, or I will say the broad-based plan, the ESPP is the more used instrument outside, which is like given to everyone in the, or maybe 90% of the employees of the organization. As say equity compensations, ESOPs are generally concentrated at the top, but ESPP is part towards a broad-based ownership in the organization. So this is very important. Even if you see the survey in India, mostly you will find it that the ESOPs has been given to KMPs or maybe one level below to KMPs, not to everyone in the organization. And that is not possible in ESOPs because they have different characteristics. But what is in the contribution plan is more like that it can be offered to anyone in the organization. That is possible there. So signals towards the equality goal, which is very important. I think everybody talked about, and ma'am has talked about ESG. So this is also one of the equality things which we can put, where every employee get the same, they can enroll and they can get the same contribution done. So this is like a diversity in sharing ownership and a sense of equality shared. So this is something is a objective of any ESPP plan primarily, and the secondary is, yes, it is a compensation structure, one of the compensation structure. So any question you can, or maybe we are available at booth. So if any questions to me, please visit. I'm there. So, or if somebody wants to ask one or two questions, if we can take at your permission. Or maybe we will take it later on actually.
Yeah.
Thank you.